What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another KeyForge Age of Ascension, a Vault Tour video from Day 2 at Origins Game Fair 2019, held in Columbus, Ohio. We have Alex on the left, AJ on the right. This is the top 8, the first game of 2 that I'll be posting from the top 8. We got the top 4 and the finals coming up next, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. If you want to check out our Day 1B coverage or some of the earlier Day 2 coverage, check them out at Rob's Gaming Table on YouTube. It's all there under a playlist, KeyForge at Origins 2019. We have Alex dropping the lab work there on his first turn, which will get another card out of his hand and into his archives and also gain him an amber. And here comes AJ doing a lab work on his side. Except for he's going second, so he'll be able to play more cards, including a Help from Future Self. And he'll get to go grab that Time Traveler. Oh, and if you want to check out the deck list of both players, you can check them out in the description below. They are both there, linked over to the Master Vault. So if you want to take a look at the decks before continuing watching, kind of seeing what they're working with here, they are there for you guys. So Time Traveler coming into play, getting an amber, drawing 2 cards. And Professor Sutterkin on the right flank. Somebody who you don't want to leave on the board for too long. Otherwise, he'll just be drawing all the cards. So we got Alex going Shadows, dropping down a Hideaway Hole for an amber. Can pop that later to make all his creatures elusive for a turn. He has a Maverick Flotsam Spike, or whatever you call it, where he has no creatures in place, so it'll destroy all non-flying creatures on the other side, but he just plays it for the amber. Ronnie Wrist Clock's hitting the board, stealing an amber. So AJ continuing the Logos train here, dropping a Titan Librarian on the right flank, reaping with Professor Sutterkin, getting 3 cards, since he has 3 friendly Logos creatures in play. And another Professor Sutterkin on the right. Wow. Alarm bells have to be going off in Alex's head right now. He has to deal with that, or Alex will just draw through his deck and will rush right past him here. And I got a Reap on the Time Traveler, going to 4. And AJ needs to draw, or maybe he doesn't need to draw, but either way, at the end of the turn, he's going to archive a card there off the Titan Librarian, since he is not on the flank. So with the draw and the archiving here, out of AJ's Logos lineup, he will see whatever he needs to see in his deck in a given game. At least this is the conclusion I've come to so far from watching a bunch of AJ's games. And shout out to AJ. Appreciate him playing on camera every round he was asked. That was awesome. Be thankful for all these players who were willing to be filmed. Otherwise, we wouldn't have these videos to enjoy. Sounds like Alex is going Shadows again. He's going to do a Sucker Punch, gaining an amber. It's an alpha. He's going to deal 2 damage to a creature. Of course, he's going to pick a Professor Sutterkin, destroy him, and he'll get to archive Sucker Punch, but he discards it. The judge there catches from the side of the table. Our head judge, I believe Carson's his name, watching from the side there. I just heard his voice. And a Reap off of Ronnie Wrist Clocks, putting Alex into check with 6. And he has another Sucker Punch. He's just going to discard it. Let's take a look at Alex's list here. He's got 3 Gamgees, Miasma in there, 2 Sucker Punches. He's got a card I don't see much of, a rare out of Shadows, a Guard Disguise. It's an artifact. His action on it. Sacrifice Guard Disguise. If your opponent has 3 or fewer ambers, steal 3. That's an interesting call. He has a Key Abduction in his Mars list. So we could be seeing a key cheat here, especially having Logos and some archiving in his deck. Maybe easier to set up that Mars turn with the key abduction. So we have Dis here from AJ, dropping in a couple Schulers, stealing 2. Charette capturing 3. We've seen AJ pull this little move off before. He always seems to have a Schuler and a Charette together when he names Dis. Like I said, that draw, though, and that archiving will get him there. He just gets those big explosive turns off. And he archives a card there off the Titan Librarian since he still isn't on a flank, and he gets to do it at the end of every turn. And that is after you draw cards, is the end of turn window. So you get to choose out of 6 juicy cards what you want to archive. And then on the next turn, you can name that house and just pull it all back up. At worst case, if you had all the same house. But most likely you're leading up to some bigger play, obviously. So Alex takes his archives. I believe he named Logos. Yes, he did. Binate Rupture. It's going to double the amber of both players. So AJ shooting up to 12. Alex only up to 2. And of course, he has an interdimensional graph gaining an amber first. And then he will capture all the remaining amber when AJ forges next turn. That's a little combo that we see in Age of Ascension that I find pretty juicy. Pretty annoying, but pretty juicy. Rocket Boots on a Ronnie Wrist Clocks there, and then a Lab Work gaining another amber. Archiving a card.
After I do that, I am going to say...
Now the scary thing though, AJ's got too much to protect in his deck. So when you take that much amber from your opponent and you're sitting on it, which Alex will be sitting on 10 amber, I believe, here. We got AJ forging his first key. But what I was saying, Alex is sitting on that much amber, 10 at least now.
Hopefully you don't have too much to protect, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And too much to protect could come in and scoop a bunch of that right back to AJ's side. And if AJ's sitting on, I don't know, something that would destroy Charette. I only see Nerve. Oh, he's got Life for a Life. If AJ has Life for a Life, he could sack Charette, kill Ronnie Wrist Clocks, throw more amber over to Alex and too much to protect it if he has set that up. But it looks like he's going to Nerve Blast, steal 1, deal 2 damage to destroy Ronnie Wrist Clocks.
You already put one from the steal there?
And there's the Miasma, which AJ has 3 Miasmas in his deck, and he throws an Umbra there on the right flank. So AJ can use his Logos to set up those Miasmas, set up the too much to protect, store it away for later. He'll draw through his deck really fast with all of his draw. And I'm sure he'll get that too much to protect when he needs it. He's going to archive a card here from the Titan Librarian, just leading to that faster card draw. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big too much to protect coming here. So we got a Wild Wormhole on Alex's side. And he gets a Miasma. Not like it matters that much, but he does get an amber for playing it. And we have Archimedes on the board. And that Archimedes is all by himself. And Alex is going to say check with 11 amber. So Alex taunting AJ here, saying if you got it, crush me, man. If you can do it, you can win, or something like that. So I don't know if he's assuming the too much protects in the deck. Maybe he's scouted a little bit, knows AJ's deck, knows what he has. Maybe he's played him earlier in the tournament. Maybe one of his metamates has. But I mean, if AJ's drawn into another one of his Miasmas, he can just stall it a bit more here until he can get to that too much to protect. If it's not already sitting in his archives. Sounds like a Logos turn here. He's going to Professor Sutterk, and he's digging. And he will reap and draw 3 cards. And drops down a lab work, gaining an amber. He'll to archive another card. Another lab work. Wow. And it looks like the archives aren't obvious that much anymore for AJ. He's just going to start putting stuff in there that maybe he doesn't want to really put in there. But I mean, hey, you're just getting cards out of your hand. You're going to be able to draw more. So he's going to reap for 2. Going to 7. He's in check, allowing his opponent to forge.
6. Look good.
And AJ will draw, and he should archive a card here off of the Titan Librarian if he didn't already. So Alex getting his first key there, so that's 5 amber remaining. AJ in check with 7. Alex debating taking his archives, it looks like. Nope. Sounds like he's going shadows. And he's going to do a sucker punch. Gains an amber. Deals 2 damage to Professor Sutterkin. Goes back to the archives. So throwing stars isn't going to kill anyone, but he's going to deal 3 damage to creatures, to 1 to each creature. Here's Titan Librarian, Umbra, and Charette. I bet Alex wish he kept that Flotsam Spike for a little bit longer. So when he had no creatures on the board, he would have been able to blow up most of AJ's board there, except for the flank creatures.
You got 2 right.
But hindsight's 20/20. Sometimes you just look back and you see maybe some cards have been more valuable in the game that you threw away and didn't hold on to. That I find is the delicate balance here in KeyForge. When to pitch it and when to keep it. Games sometimes could go so differently based on those simple decisions made in the first few rounds. So Alex in check with 6. AJ assessing his archives, his hand, his board. Sitting at 2 keys and 1 amber. And he's got to decide here, keep his opponent off a key, or rush to the 3rd key, or if he can, do both. He's going to go Dis. He's going to reap 3 times with the Schulers and the Charette. There's a Hysteria, giving Alex back 3 amber, but we know 2 Schulers are coming back, along with Charette. So that will get Alex off a key. So 3 captured on Schuler or on Charette, and then 2 stolen by the Schulers. And that gets AJ into check. Over to Alex with 4 amber now, no longer in check. AJ not even readying his cards. He just feels like the game is done. No reason to stand up his creatures. Just kidding. Just kidding. Where am I? Puts his cards on the table. He's probably staring down his opponent right now. His opponent looking through his archives, his hand. By the body language on the left there, kind of feel like we're done. It's that search for desperation. Just making sure you haven't missed a single thing. But he's gonna, yeah, he says it's over here. He's gonna show. Oh, he was gonna do the Mars Needs Ember on the damaged creatures, but that Hysteria got rid of them all. And then he was going to look like he had the key abduction, I guess. I don't know if he had enough there, but he had a ton of Mars guys. Anyways, AJ will move on to the next round. Stay tuned. We will have the top 4 games on the channel. And another top 8 game coming up. So make sure you stick around for that. Thanks to everyone who supports us on Patreon. Your donations help get me to these tournaments, help upgrade the video equipment, the sound equipment, all that stuff. So I appreciate everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.